Have you ever wondered how long humans will last on Earth? Or whether humans will ever go extinct? Well, there are a lot of different ways these questions can be answered. But today, we're going to look at a few things that could affect humanity's long-term prospects. I'm Mike with List 25, and these are 25 reasons humans will be extinct in 1,000 years. #25. Overpopulation. This has been claimed numerous times before. Prior to the Industrial Revolution, the question of how we could support so many people was a not-so-trivial question. Of course, railroads, steam engines, and massive farms came to the rescue just in time. But will our luck hold out for 10 more centuries? 24. Nuclear Armageddon. Okay, so this is low-hanging fruit. But really, all it takes is one push of a button. Can humanity really have that much self-control for so long? As a note, this will become progressively more complicated as more countries acquire nuclear warheads. 23. Antibiotic Resistance. Although scientists in the US recently managed to develop some super antibiotics, we're quickly approaching a time when all of our current antibiotics will be useless against evolved microbes. This could potentially take us back to a time when paper cuts could kill you, depending on the success of those new antibiotics. 22. Gamma ray bursts. It's unlikely, but possible, that a high-energy explosion in a distant galaxy, supernova, could have long-lasting implications on our planet. Would it happen in the next 1,000 years? Probably not, but we want to be thorough with our analysis. 21. Magnetic pole reversal. Earth's magnetic poles have shifted numerous times before, and some theorists have posited that this could affect our civilization. Depending on how you look at it, we would be due for a reversal sometime in the near future, relatively speaking, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Many other scientists have countered that geomagnetic reversals haven't led to extinctions in the past, so how can we predict their effect in the future? 20. Cyberwarfare. This links directly with terrorism and the multiplication of actors on the global stage. While rogue groups have historically had to rely on localized and easily contained guerrilla tactics, today they're able to cripple systems across the world with one push of a button. It may not destroy humanity, but it can certainly cause enough chaos for humanity to finish the job. 19. Resource Exhaustion. Although this may not directly lead to the end of humanity, it could very well lead to the end of civilization. And the end of civilization is a slippery slope, to say the least. 18. Super colliders. While the Large Hadron Collider definitely helps us understand the world, there's a small chance we could accidentally create a miniature black hole. 17. Drought. We're surrounded by water, but most of it isn't drinkable. And considering that our freshwater supplies are dwindling, this could be quite a mess soon. 16. Apathy. The fact that nothing has killed off humans as of yet may lead humanity to view apocalyptic events as something unlikely to happen and subsequent failure to prepare adequately. 15. Starvation. If you're watching this, you probably take food for granted. But assuming things don't change, mathematics says that soon our planet won't be able to feed itself. 14. Superhumans. With genetic advances and designer babies already a reality, what's there to stop competing governments from souping up their citizens? And at what point would they cease to be human? It would be the extinction of humanity by artificially induced evolution. 13. Gray goo. This is the name scientists give to a hypothetical incident in which out-of-control self-replicating nanotechnology multiplies until it completely takes over the Earth. 12. Biological warfare. With genetic engineering becoming more and more advanced, pretty soon it'll be trivial to engineer some nasty stuff. It's pretty much a similar fate as with antibiotic resistance, except it's intentional. 11. Underpopulation. So we've discussed overpopulation, But what about the opposite? There's evidence that as nations become more advanced, people prefer to have fewer kids or to not have kids at all. And once people stop having kids... As a note, if you think this sounds ridiculous, you're obviously not Japanese. The government there has been banging its head against the wall trying to figure out how to get its young people to start dating. If they fail, Japan is headed for a demographic crisis, and Europe is nipping at its heels.
10.
Aliens. Okay, so you don't wear a tinfoil hat, but bear with me. Most scientists agree that the probability of extraterrestrial life is pretty high. Also, it's most likely more advanced than us. It's for precisely this reason that people like Stephen Hawking and Elon Musk have advocated against sending messages into space via the SETI program, Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. If they're smart enough to understand our message, they're either as smart as us or a lot smarter. The more probable scenario being the latter.
9.
Solar storms. Although most solar storms are relatively harmless, they've already been known to fry transformers and negatively impact our power grid. How much damage would a major storm cause? We don't know until it happens, but if it's strong enough, it could easily send the world into chaos.
8.
Mercury. No, not the element, the planet. Scientists have noted that there is a 1% chance its orbit could be made unstable by Jupiter's gravitational pull. Simulations lead to 4 possible outcomes: ejection from the solar system, falling into the sun, colliding with Venus, or colliding with Earth. As a note, that 1% chance refers to the lifetime of the sun, so the possibility of this happening within 1,000 years is rather slim, but who knows.
7.
Global warming, aka burning to death. This wouldn't be a fun way to go. But unfortunately, our climate shows no intention of getting any cooler in the next 1,000 years.
6.
Asteroid. There are actually quite a few other rocks out there besides our Earth, and if you know anything about the dinosaurs, they can be deadly. Of course, humanity may be able to deflect potential threats, assuming we're not too busy fighting each other.
5.
Mega tsunami. With climate change comes instability. One of those instabilities is the possibility of mega tsunamis. Although this would be unlikely to destroy all life, they may be strong enough to disrupt things and cause a downward spiral.
4.
Supervolcano. This is highly unlikely, and even if it did happen, we'd probably be able to work our way around it. But pride comes before a fall.
3.
Siri. This may sound like a silly sci-fi show right now, but if Siri ever becomes self-aware, well, you've seen the movies.
2.
The end of Pax Americana. During periods of empire, the world tends to be at peace, because empires enforce global order. First it was Pax Romana, peace of the Roman Empire. Then Pax Britannica, peace of the British Empire. And now, Pax Americana, peace of the American Empire. Although Pax Americana has ushered in the most peaceful time in human history, Paxes don't seem to last long. With resistance to America's global influence, both within and outside the country, it's highly likely that the US will eventually become more inward focused. What happens then? It's anyone's guess, but most experts agree that decline and disorder is the likely path. As a note, it may not seem like it based on news reports, but we do in fact live in the most peaceful era of history. This is the first time in history that you are statistically more likely to die of old age rather than violence, especially if you're male. As I've said though, this is very unlikely to last, especially once Pax Americana ends. Entropy is real.
1.
Post-truth. Although this is a direct effect of the marketplace of ideas, the liberalization of human thought, being crossed with easy access to information, the internet, the irony is that the same forces leading to postmodernism and relative truth have led to post-postmodernism and post-truth. Will humanity find its way out of this slippery slope, or will we just kill each other out of paranoia? Who knows? You can't even confirm whether or not what I just said is true. Enjoying our lists? Be sure to click that subscribe button in the bottom right so you don't miss out on new ones every Monday through Friday. Share them with your friends and help us consistently conciliate curiosity. And if you want even more lists, check out these 3 videos here or just head to our website at list25.com.